Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Right, we are up again with more from KSCRAFT, and we are doing the Christmas candy. Well, when I say Christmas candy, it can be candy any time of the year. Now this can be a shaker, it can be a shaker and a box. You can use the box for many other things, which I'm probably going to use that piece tomorrow, because I think I'm doing the penguin tomorrow, so I think I'm going to try and incorporate the box section into the penguin. But today we're using just the candy on its own, and I want to turn it into a card. Now KSCRAFT has already done it as a shaker, so I always try to do something different. So I'm moving that out of the way, and we're using the embellishment that I made on Friday. And I don't know if that's showing up, but I put a little bit of let me grab it, this stuff. It's called Pearl Drops from Little Birdie, and I'm not even sure if that store is still open, but I used that, and then I tinted it pink by using a little bit of alcohol marker. So I just got that dripped all over the back of it, because if you remember when we made this last week, I was showing you how to put down all your anchor points for fixing something that's transparent. So that's what we did on Friday, and now we're going to use it. So I'm just popping that there. Now I like to make my cards, whoops, get that out of the way, using my little mini scoreboard, and I hope that didn't just blur my camera, but you can see just how little it is. Oh, it did, it blurred the camera. But I love it. It's a We Are Memory Keepers board, and when you flip it over, you've got all your envelope score marks if you want to do envelopes as well, and you've also got little embossing sections. So yeah, it's a nice little one. So I'm going to pop that down. I'm going to show you all of my die cuts. Right, I've cut a circle. I'm using Snap Click Supply Cartabella Merry Christmas paper. So I've got my circle. I'm using that paper again, which is like a tiny little starburst for the center of my candy, and I've cut two each of the end pieces that come with it. I've done one in white and one in this lovely kind of greeny blue dot paper, which is quite vintage, and you can see a little bit of the distress there. So there's 4 of those in total. And then I've cut 2 in white cardstock and 1 in pattern cardstock. Now this is a mirror image, and you know me and my mirror images, which means you can glue them back to back, so you've got a nice front and you've got a nice back, because we all know what our die cutting machines do. Now we have got a center point here, so we can go straight down the middle, so you've got 2 little fluffy shapes either side, and just go right down the middle. And that is what I am going to do, and this will be the back of the card. I'm just taking this off, just let it fly all over the place. So try and get your card as square as possible. Now if I tilt that slightly, I'm trying to get this point here where we can just go right down the middle. So now we have it. We now have our little sweetie, our candy, divided in 2. Now I'm just going to move this, and it's great, look, because you can store your doodah on there and you don't lose it. I like that. I'm good at losing stuff. Right, now we need to glue the front to the back. Now a lot of you have seen me do cards like this already. So all we do is we apply our glue to one half. We're not going to go over that other line, because that's the line that will fold and become like its easel stand. So I'm just dotting that onto there, and then we're going to line it up. I'm just going to pick that up to do it, drop that down like that. and then you need to fold it up while it's still wet so that it's got no opportunity at all to stick down on you. And if you're not completely accurate, which I can see that I'm not, then it's alright, because it's a candy. So that should be nice and dry now. And now we can decorate it. So we're going to flip it over, and where did I just put my little dot piece? There we go. See, I told you I'm always losing stuff. So this gets glued onto here. So this is the top front layer. So I'm just going to pop some glue onto here. Put my finger there just to hold it down. And we're going to get this on and give it a good squidge. So just try and line it up. There we go. And we're flattening that one off. And then we've got our top pieces, which are the circle and the candy, which are going to go onto here. Got glue on my fingers. Now I don't know whether that sits perfectly in the centre, so let's just test it out before putting that one down. Yes, it does. So I can take that away and just glue the circle down first. It's always good to test the boundaries on things before you go diving in, because you never know what might happen. So just need to get that lined up. Let's pick that up towards me. Slide that over. Give it a press. Isn't this nice and quick? It really is. I hope everyone's going to have a fabulous day today. I mean, you know me, crafting and gardening. I've been keeping an eye on all my lovely winter brassicas, because I'm pretty sure I've got caterpillars trying to eat my cauliflowers. Yeah. Right, we need to make sure that that is within its footings. So we now have the centre for our candy. Give that a good smooth. And now I need to put my little ruffled bits on. Now these are actually, I hope you can see that, these are scored, and I'm wondering what's going to happen if I kind of attempt to ruffle them up a bit, let's say. So if I find those little score bits there and just tease it and then tease them back towards me, who knows what might happen. But let's have a look, because I wanted them to be a little bit 3D, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the other one. Just find the score, just put your finger in there. See how I've got mine there? I'm just resting my fingernail across the bend and then bend it back, and then let's kind of see what we've got going on. We've got a little bit of shape, and I quite like that, so I'm going to bend that one up, put some more flexibility into it, and then when I glue it along this edge, hopefully it's going to stick up a bit. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the little dotty section as well, because you know what candy's like. The wrapper is ruffled, isn't it? So if I let those dry, and then hopefully I should be able to lift them up afterwards. So just gluing on the edge. And it doesn't really matter if they're even or not, because candy wrappers, you know, are candy wrappers. I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to try and give that one a little bit more shape, and then I'm wondering if I can No, I think I'm going to go the same way as that and then just lift it. But I'm wondering if you could, you know, like... No, I think maybe the folds are too deep to kind of do a real ruffle. You'd have to score it some more, you know, like you were making a little rosette to do it. And then I'm popping that into there like that, getting that one as close to the circle as possible so that you can see it's got some layers. Fold that one. Apparently we're going to be getting some cold weather, did you know? In fact, some of you might already be getting cold weather, so I hope you're not too cold. And get that real close into the circle again. I'm just going to let those dry. I'm going to cap off my glue now because the next thing that I'm going to be using is foam tape. So what I'll do, because I've got some humidity, I'm just going to let that dry a second and I'll be right back. Right, I think that's sufficiently dry, and I've got some Dollar Tree foam pads here which I'm going to use in a second, and I just want to be able to just get my hand in there and lift this. And I think, you know, probably I should have scored it a bit more if I wanted a bit more fluff, but never mind. I'm just lifting it up and finding the score line just to raise it just a little bit. And I'll show you, we've got that. And then we've got the white one that's underneath, so I'm just going to fluff that. So we've got a nice little bit of dimension. Can you see that? But as I said, if I'd have scored it a bit more and maybe attached two to each side, then you're getting more of a rosette effect, if you know what I mean. So we've got that. Let's make sure that it opens. We're going to flip it over. We've got our edge there. So we've got our perfectly standing little candy card. You could tie ribbon bows to the edges if you wanted to. That would look really lovely. But I'm just going to close it down again because the embellishment that we made is just going to sit straight in the middle because I just think it's cute. And so I've got my Dollar Tree foam pads, and here's our anchor points. So I can go one in there and it's invisible. And I think I probably need to cut that one straight down the middle. That's right, it gets your scissors all gunked up. Put one there, and then I can do two little anchor points on the gingerbread and on that little candy in the corner. So my gingerbread has got a dot of foam, and then I'm hoping with the overlap there, that one will go in there and be invisible. So there we've got all our points down and you can't see them. So I'm just going to take that off. And we're going to pop it down. And remember not to go off the edge because your card is going to be standing on that circle. So you go above but don't go below. Isn't that cute? Look at that. We've got 3 little ruffle layers there. We've got our little jolly. We've got a little pink tinge on that glue that I put down, and it opens. It opens and it stands up. There is a little bit of rock to that, which is quite sweet, but it does just come back, you know, pretty central to what you need. But that is what I've got for you today. I really enjoyed doing that. I think that's really sweet. Right, I am going to be up again tomorrow with more from KSCRAFT. Have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.